I'm excited for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. A timely revisit to the Sinnoh region? Yes, please. And the cool thing is, I already really enjoy a lot of the core mechanics that you find in just base Diamond and Pearl. The underground, contests, playing with your Pokemon's balls, the Poke Radar. So really, a lot of this video is just wanting to see those things modernized, and then maybe a couple of other new things to really bring the idea of Diamond and Pearl remakes together. So if you enjoy that idea, or if you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your friends, and comment your thoughts down below. What do you want to see in these games? And before I get directly into that, I feel like there is something to address. Because Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they look like they're kind of in a weird state of remake. Because they almost look like a direct 3D remaster, but it seems like they're going to be adding a few things to the games, and it's almost written like it was supposed to be Pokemon Let's Go Sinnoh off the website. These remakes include easy to understand, player-friendly conveniences of the modern Pokemon series. Whether you played Pokemon Diamond and Pearl back in the day, or you're encountering these games for the first time, there's something for everyone to enjoy. And that really feels reminiscent of what they said about Pokemon Let's Go. That's for all fans, but they're also kind of making it introductory at the same time. So I'm wondering what that could have meant for the design or overall where this game is going, and that is going to have a little bit of influence on how I'm doing this video. I'm not going to ask for the world, because it seems like they want to be pretty true to what the original games were. However, I feel like there is some expansive remake territory to work off of. So the first thing I want to talk about, catch combos. The catch combo is the greatest thing ever introduced into Pokemon games. I've said that before, I've said it many times, and the only conflict is I really like the Cram-O-Matic. So let's just say catch combos and Cram-O-Matic are tied for the best thing in Pokemon. Now, I don't think it would make sense to directly just shove in the Cram-O-Matic into Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but do you even need it if catch combos are in the game? Catch combos make everything about Pokemon better. You catch more of the same Pokemon, you get experience bonuses, you get IVs, so you can just get a competitive ready Pokemon. Like that, it gives you the opportunity of having rare Pokemon spawn, so it increases your exploration, and then incredible shiny odds. This is what Pokemon is about. Catching Pokemon and getting rewarded for it. Now, there's an obvious problem. We see in the trailer, random encounters are back. And I'm honestly disappointed with this because I feel like having overworld Pokemon was a major improvement. That was a massive innovation for modern Pokemon games. I'm happy they kept it in with Pokemon Sword and Shield, but also they didn't make it to where you could see shiny Pokemon in the overworld like Pokemon Let's Go. So it still has a few things to work out. And it kind of shows that this seems to be more of a remaster than a remake, but I still think they can improve it and also just make the Poke Radar better. The Poke Radar, pretty frustrating, pretty hard to use and understand back in the day, and very unforgiving. Out of place in some of the modern quality of life things we've seen in recent Pokemon games. But the Poke Radar still worked off of consecutive Pokemon encounters, so if they make it easier to use, a bit more forgiving, and then give you catch combo style rewards, we have a winning combination here. So I think there's a lot of possibility that they just make all the cool things that have been learned over the last couple of games, and then funnel it into old school Diamond and Pearl, and then just make an amazing Pokemon game out of it. And that brings me to the next thing on the wish list. Further expansion of catch rewards. And before you get all crazy, I know that's the end of a max raid battle, but I really like how that tied Pokemon Sword and Shield together. You get tons of candies, you get tons of useful items, and then boom, you got competitive Pokemon, boom, you got a full team, everything's feeling good. Now, that doesn't mean I want to see max raid battles inside of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or that we need Dynamax in the wild area and all that other stuff. I could be with it. I could be without it. I'm just talking about seeding in good rewards that kind of tie everything together, and I hope that's possible, and I hope they just add those little bit of changes when it comes to Diamond and Pearl. That could also scale into the Poke Radar as well. You get more experience, you get more potential bonuses, you get a lot of extra stuff going on, since this is supposed to be a more friendly, light-hearted Pokemon main series game, as explained on the website. But what do we do about all of that experience in level 100 Pokemon? Blissey bases? Now, my biggest worry with the games is if the developers get too caught up in giving us a traditional experience. Now, the website does say modern Pokemon conveniences, but I hope that comes with the understanding of how many modern conveniences have made the recent Pokemon games really good. I don't want to feel like there's too much regression inside of the newest Pokemon game, because then that would just feel kind of bad. After going through Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Sword and Shield, I don't want it to take forever to get a level 100 Pokemon again, and I think there's a couple of ways that they can still preserve really good leveling inside of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and maybe one of those ways could be embracing Blissey bases. I did not like Blissey bases at all in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They felt really jank. It was not a satisfying gameplay loop. Also, you had to be really careful because it was incredibly likely those Blisseys were hacked to create the base for the experience farming. It felt more like a very unintended exploit. Now, I'm not saying that it being inherently an exploit is the problem. The problem was hacking in the Blisseys to create this very desired effect that you can clearly tell Game Freak wasn't expecting. I don't think Game Freak thought you were supposed to grind through someone else's bases to get more experience than the Elite Four or something. And the weird thing is, this was before Hyper Training, so level 100 Pokemon didn't really mean much of anything, and you could get level 50 through the daycare loop in a very short amount of time. And also, wasn't the weird thing that you could only battle them once a day, so you needed to have all of your friend base slots used up by the Blissey bases? Yeah, I feel like they were incredibly overrated and to a degree unnecessary, but could be a solution with all the modern Pokemon stuff going on if Game Freak understands like how to make it work in a more intended way. Either way, it's something to mention just to make sure that the end game leveling is clean, but if we're talking about Blissey bases, that's because we're talking about underground bases, which means the underground, which is the thing I am the most excited for in any idea of a Diamond and Pearl remake. I might actually spend more time underground than playing competitive Pokemon, and that surprises even me. So I want the underground to be as good as possible, and I feel like they just need to do what they did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and just add a little bit more on top of it. Just give us all the cool items, make sure everything just works really nice together, and it goes without saying the internet works now compared to how it did in Generation 4, so there's a lot more opportunity to just create a better underground multiplayer experience, and everything is good. Make it to where I can move trainers around and create a pseudo gym, give us tons of decorating items and opportunities, and then just upgrade everything else about the underground experience. The cool thing is, Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Sword and Shield are such great games and brought such amazing and surprising little quality of life things that I'm not worried. Even if it's not being made by Game Freak, we still have Junichi Masuda as the director, so I feel like the obvious things like, oh, Excavation now has the chance of finding a bottle cap or a gold bottle cap, so little fun stuff like that. Just make the underground better, and we're good. Also, I've seen people that are worried about how the excavation mechanic is going to work without two screens. I don't see any problem or how anyone could be worried by that. You just use the joystick and then you move where you want to hit and then you press A to hit it. So I don't really see like there's going to be too many problems converting the DS, the two screens, into the one screen on the Nintendo Switch. So once again, I'm fine with a lot of what's going down over there. And that brings me to breeding, because I'm really interested in seeing how breeding is going to be handled for these games, because it's going to tell us a lot about what these games are supposed to be. You know, there's a lot of weird implications when you really start thinking ahead. Are we going to be playing competitive Pokemon Sword and Shield into 2022? Or is there going to be enough competitive support in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that that's where our play Pokemon happens? Are we going to get VGC for these games, or is it going to be more like Pokemon Let's Go, to where the games are kind of separated? Also, is Pokemon Home going to be able to transfer in to the Diamond and Pearl remakes, or can you only transfer out like Virtual Console and Let's Go? So I think that's going to influence how serious the breeding is taken. But also, if breeding isn't the most important thing, I think that can still be okay as long as the other competitive elements are intact, because the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass has made it to where I haven't needed to breed a Pokemon. That I just go out, catch a Pokemon, give it a mint, so mints hopefully find their way. Like, all of this good stuff needs to find its way into the Diamond and Pearl remake somehow in a meaningful way that makes sense. Like, if there's a mint trader, I give them Pale Stones and they give me a mint I want, I'm okay with that. Battle points from the Battle Tower or even the Battle Frontier. There's a lot of really good potential going on here. So yeah, I catch a wild Pokemon, I mint it, or I could also synchronize it. I get it to level 100 because I have a ton of candies or some kind of level 100 method. I give it vitamins, and then I'm done. So I really love that gameplay loop. And if I'm missing something, I can just craft it on the Cram-O-Matic. So I love that gameplay loop about Pokemon Sword and Shield, as well as Pokemon Let's Go even. But also, I feel like breeding does need to still have some kind of value inside of Pokemon. So if they keep the thing to where it's like, oh, same species can transfer egg moves, that's cool. That's good. Keep that in there. And that also brings me back to what I said initially. There's so much good stuff in just the foundation of these games. I honestly can't really think about too many other things to talk about for the wish list. Like, yeah, it could maybe be cool to have Mega Evolution in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but I could do without it. You know, I don't need, like, I don't care one way or the other. Would it be fun to have Mega Evolution back? Maybe. I miss going 6-0 with Sableye. But at the same time, I also was saying there was a lot of problems with Mega Evolution back when we had it, and it would be cool, in theory, to get new Mega Pokemon based around, like, Sinnoh Pokemon, or just getting more added in because Mega's returning, but then you can only use 1 out of 60, and all the meta problems get even worse, because maybe 2 of the 10 or so that are introduced are actually really good, become the main picks that you have to use in competitive. Then there's going to be like a dozen or so that are viable but not the best, and then 30 or 40 useless megas that you're never going to see in battle. So what's the point of them existing, and what's the point of megas existing? Fun to play around with again, but certainly not a need. Same thing with Dynamax. I like Dynamax. I think Dynamax is cool. If they find, like, if the Great Marsh has some kind of wild area thing going on with it, I'd be down with that. But also, we don't have Dynamax. That's okay. I enjoyed it for competitive. Gen 8 competitive is really fun with Dynamax. A lot of people hate it. I don't care one way or the other. You can just give me a simple Diamond and Pearl experience. You can give me all the modern stuff. You can give some returning modern stuff. It's whatever to me. There's already more than enough for me to be excited about, and then maybe the last thing to talk about is integrating some Pokemon Platinum stuff like the Battle Frontier and the Verse Recorder, but I've given up hope. Like, it just hurts so much to not have battle replays anymore. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, Pokemon Let's Go, not having the battle replays. I understand it. I wish it wasn't true, but then Pokemon Sword and Shield, not having battle replays, that makes absolutely no sense to me, because we still had the ability to share battle teams, which is one of the worst features ever introduced into Pokemon, and it did severe harm to competitive Pokemon as well. But if they had the Battle Frontier, then that implies Platinum stuff, which means the Verse Recorder's on the table, and it would be amazing to have that option once again. As for the Battle Frontier itself, I said in a recent video, I could do with it, I could do without it, unless there are like some crazy rewards that make it uber desirable, like some of the other features in some of the other modern Pokemon games. But outside of that, just make secret bases good, make Pokemon catching as satisfying as it's ever been, and make it to where in-game competitive still exists, so it's taken seriously, and then we can just really rock out with these games for a while. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.